My name's Jonathan Buxbaum, and I'd like to welcome you to the RM6378 Facilities Management and Security Services Framework webinar for buyers and suppliers. Thank you for taking the time to watch this session and for taking an interest in our new commercial agreement and the process we will be undertaking. This is the second in a series of RM6378 webinars. If you've not watched the first webinar, we suggest you go through it prior to watching this one, as it will provide you with all the background information. This webinar can be found on the CCS YouTube channel or on the agreement webpage. Just search RM6378 on YouTube or a search engine to get that up. Alternatively, you can reach out to the team who can send you a copy. In this webinar, I'll be giving a general update on the framework, including key changes and decisions made to date. Please bear in mind that we are still engaging with both internal and external stakeholders, and therefore everything included in this webinar is still subject to change. If you'd like a copy of the slides, or you have any queries, questions, or accessibility requirements regarding this webinar, please contact the team. Our project email address is included on the final slide. Here we can see the commercial agreement CCS currently has in place for facilities management and security. We have the Facilities Management Framework, RM6232, and the Security Framework, RM6257, both due to expire in 2026. We also have two DPS agreements, FM and Workplace Services, RM6264, and Housing Maintenance and Repair, RM6241, which will continue until their expiry. As part of this process, we will explore replacing them with a dynamic market under the new regulations at a suitable time. The framework will be let under the Procurement Act 2023. We are currently working with the CCS policy team to align the standard public sector contract with this new act. In consideration of feedback and consultation, we are currently exploring letting RM6378 as an open framework for up to 8 years, as permitted under the Procurement Act 2023. As part of that exploration, re-entry points and process is still to be finalised. The previous frameworks used NUTS Code 2 as a way for suppliers to provide CCS with their geographical coverage. For RM6378, geographical locations will be determined by international territorial levels, or ITLs. We will continue to include international too. We are not planning to cap the number of suppliers per lot or include any win restrictions across the lot. This slide provides a visual of the current draft lot structure. I'll talk you through each of the lot groups, providing rationale and background to the changes. There have been some changes to the lot values for FM as a result of analysis of average contract values for RM6232 and RM6257. Inflation rates and feedback from the market also indicated that the annual contract value bands required review. Lot 1, TFM. There will be 3 sublots based on value. Lot 1A, 0 to 2 million. Lot 1B, 2 million to 15 million. And Lot 1C, 15 million plus. Lot 1A has increased from 1.5 to 2 million to allow slightly higher contract values in the lower value range. Lot 1B has increased from 10 million to 15 million to separate out the higher value contracts. And Lot 1C has increased from 10 million to 15 million plus to allow for higher value contracts. Lot 2, Hard FM. There will now be 2 sublots. Lot 2A, 0 to 2 million, and Lot 2B, 2 million plus. Lot 2A's increase is to allow slightly higher contract values in the lower value range. We have reduced from 3 to 2 lots due to lack of higher value hard FM contracts and crossover of suppliers on RM6232 lots 2B and 2C. Lot 3, Soft FM. There will be 2 sublots. Lot 2A, 0 to 2 million, and Lot 2B, 2 million plus. Lot 3A's ceiling has been increased to allow slightly higher contract values in the lower value range. We have reduced from 3 to 2 lots due to a lack of higher value soft FM contracts and crossover of suppliers on lots 3B and 3C in previous frameworks. Lot 4, Security Services. There will be 4 sublots across a range of services. There are no value bands within this lot. Lot 4A, Total Security Services. Lot 4B, Security Officer Services. Lot 4C, Security Systems, Technology and Services. And Lot 4D, Security, Advisory and Assessment Services. We have explored whether to include a care and custody lot. Engagement shows that a separate lot would not be appropriate. However, the requirements will be included within the specification to allow maximum flexibility for buyers should they wish to use the framework. Other than changes to lot names and terminology, the security lots remain the same as RM6257. We have engaged with buyers and suppliers, and to date, the scope of services seem to be still relevant and correct. A big piece of work is taking place to condense the specification to make it more user-friendly. We are doing this by removing repetition of reference to legislation, removing duplication, removing the current RM6232 Standards and Processes Annex, which was causing inconsistencies and ambiguity. Anything relevant from the annex will be covered in the main body of the specification. We are considering removing date stamps from standards, so any legislation or standard referred to in the document will always be the latest version. This will ensure that they remain current during the lifetime of the framework. The current FON security lot will be combined into one specification. The relevant security requirements in Lot 4 will be replicated under the Lot 1 TFM and Lot 3 Soft FM specification. In the current frameworks, the minimum national security vetting level required is counter-terrorism check. We are considering reducing this requirement to baseline personnel security standard. Buyers will be able to stipulate higher clearance requirements at call-off. If you have any feedback on this proposed change, please get in touch with the team. The standard CCS public contract will be used for this agreement. We are currently working with the CCS policy team to align the standard public sector contract with the Procurement Act 2023, including any changes in PPNs and other government policy. We expect to receive the new version in January 2025. We will then review against stakeholder feedback to understand which potential issues have been rectified and which remain outstanding. Further engagement and roundtable events will take place at this point to address these issues. In addition, we intend to include the NEC4 Facilities Management Contract, which buyers may use as an alternative to the PSC at call-off. This is the result of engagement with customers who use this form of contract and will continue to do so in future requirements. Further feedback is required on the removal of NEC3 term service contract. This form of contract has not been used on RM6232, so we would like further engagement on the implications of removing it for RM6378. Finally, we are working on the inclusion of some additional FM schedules to the public sector contract. The team will reach out for further engagement on 2P, billable work and redundancy surcharge in the near future. To provide a greater understanding of Procurement Act 2023, we recommend that suppliers and customers make time to complete the knowledge drops available. This will help you better understand the changes and implications of the new legislation. The framework will fully align with the relevant playbooks, government policies and strategies as appropriate at framework level. In relation to sustainability, the framework will fully align with PPN 06/21. Taking account of carbon reduction plans in the procurement of major government contracts. We are considering removing the requirements to provide a carbon reduction plan for suppliers who gain a place on lots 1A, 2A, 3A, 4C and 4D. Please note that as per PPN 0621, a carbon reduction plan will be required to bid for any opportunity with a value of £5 million or more. In line with PPN 0223, Tackling Modern Slavery in Government Supply Chains, we have completed a modern slavery risk assessment. Given the market, the framework has been rated high risk. Therefore, it will be mandatory that all suppliers complete a modern slavery assessment at framework level. There will also be a requirement for suppliers to report to CCS on a number of social value metrics, but they have yet to be defined and more engagement is needed in this area. Engagement has taken place via a unit of measure survey for all existing suppliers and those suppliers who asked to engage as a result of the release of the PIN. The same survey has been issued to a large number of customers. If you haven't received a copy of this survey, then please reach out to the team and we can share. Your feedback on this matter is really important to us. Today, pricing will be a combination of square metre and daily or hourly rates, but again, further engagement is taking place on this and we are open to any suggestions. Finally, after listening to supplier feedback on indexation, we will explore enabling indexation at a framework level on the first anniversary of the framework rather than at year 2 as in previous frameworks. At the call-off stage, buyers will set out their own approach to indexation. In terms of timelines, we're still in our engagement phase through to April 25, so there is still time to provide feedback and input on a range of areas before we need to lock it down to build the framework and tender pack. The current timelines we are working towards are out to tender in September 25, was award March 26 and go live in June 26. We need your feedback on the design of the framework as detailed in this webinar. If you feel that the proposed scope and structure aren't as you would expect, please get in touch with the team so that we can discuss further. We have listed key topics that we wish to focus on. We intend to set up roundtable events across these topics. Please email the team with topics you are keen to get involved in. For buyers listening to this webinar, we would like to highlight evaluators. We are always looking to secure a sufficient sized pool of customers to support the evaluation of our agreement bids. We are keen to widen our pool of evaluators to get a cross-section of the entire public sector, so please let us know if you're interested. If you can think of anyone who might be interested, we're happy for you to volunteer on their behalf. If you wish to attend any planned workshops to help shape the framework, provide comments or offer support to evaluate, then please get in touch with the team on the email address shown. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this webinar. Your feedback and input is really valued by the team, so please get in touch with your suggestions and comments.